Greetings, citizens of the internet! You can call me Nitro Indigo, and welcome back to my extremely riveting Let's Play of Kirby's Dream Land 3. In the last episode, we did the last 3 stages of Sand Canyon, but I didn't get the Heart Star in Sand Canyon 6. So, I'm going to start this video off by doing Sand Canyon 6 right this time. It turns out that the thing I missed was, well, it turns out that I missed one of the pieces of Rob, and that's why I failed, not because of the order I got them in. Because I once read that you had to get in a specific order, but it turns out you don't. And since I don't really have many things to say about this game, as I've said a lot before, I suppose I should continue on talking about something that I was talking about in a previous video. How, like, Kirby Triple Deluxe's FMVs have some of the most interesting CGI I've ever seen. Like, I don't like how many CGI movies try to be really realistic. More on that later, but like, I really began to appreciate the artistry, if you can call it that, of Kirby Triple Deluxe in the full motion video sequence before the final boss. It's called She Who Holds the Stars if you want to look it up. I don't consider that a spoiler because on its own it doesn't mean anything. But like, it made me think about how like most like major CGI studios try to make their movies like either really realistic or like really simplistic, if that makes any sense. Like, think about like The Good Dinosaur for a moment. It has really realistic backgrounds, but like really cartoony characters, and people think so. As a result of that, people think that the backgrounds are the only good thing about the movie. If you want my opinion on The Good Dinosaur, I like the characters of the T-Rexes. That's not really much. I wasn't really thinking critically when I saw it, which was once. I went into it completely spoiled, and I had no idea. I watched it on DVD because when it first came out, I had no idea about it because I thought it was still cancelled, and I also need to get Gooey out. Why didn't I just have this pre-prepared? I do not know. But anyway, I need to let Gooey get Coo because Gooey is now player 2. And because of this, it will automatically jump to me. But like, anyway, like, I really like the art style of Kirby Triple Deluxe because like, in that last scene there, it has like all these colours and stuff, and because it's not trying to be like really realistic, it's like free to have whatever visual creativity they want. Like, I went the wrong way, and The Good Dinosaur is kind of like standard for how Pixar movies look, if that makes any sense, to be honest. Like, most Pixar movies have like really realistic characters and like cartoony backgrounds and stuff, but The Good Dinosaur is just the most noticeable. Now, what you're supposed to do here is use Rock Coo and break these blocks, and because there's some rock blocks down there, but here on my channel, I like to do things the quickest way possible, so bye, Gooey! You do need Coo for this part because you need to fly across the air currents, and only Coo can do that. Okay, bye Coo, I'm leaving you to die in the yellow room. See you later, good sir. But like, I also like another detail is like how you like Kirby characters are really simplistic, but like in Kirby Triple Deluxe specifically, the main villain is like the most detailed character in the game. You'll see what I mean if you could just, you know, look it up. Now, second of all, I need Umbrella Kai. I forgot to get Umbrella when I was going down the room the first time because I'm a bit of an idiot. Like, I can't really think about what point I'm trying to make here. Like, animation doesn't have to be realistic to be good, and Kirby has mainstream appeal, so that's not really an excuse, if that makes any sense. It's just like, I wish that more CGI movies would like try to take place in a reality detached from our own. And also, like why is all the like good Japanese CGI in video games, like CGI anime are rare because 2D animation is popular in Japan, which is fine. Like, I'm from the UK and here stop motion is really popular, but like there are a few CGI animes out there, and usually it's just like 2D animation with some cel shaded thrown in. And then there's this thing called the Gregory Horror Show that the mysterious Mr. Enter reviewed ages ago, and all the characters were like box monsters. And I don't really know when it came out actually, but Also, I need to go to the bottom right. I was so mesmerised in this rant about CGI that I forgot what I was talking about. But, like, the CGI in, like, those isn't really... But, like, obviously, television CGI versus big budget game CGI. I was going somewhere with this, I swear. I feel a bit awkward for saying this now, but, like... Our point is, I really like the art style of Kirby Triple Deluxe, and I'm just going to leave Kine to die in the red room. Oh, I still need Kine. Oops. Is he still in the room? No, he's not. Okay, then. I kind of feel bad for saying, why is all the good Japanese CGI in video games, because I'm worried I might have given people like the wrong ideas or something. The point I'm trying to say here, the point I'm really trying to make here is that the point I'm trying to make here is that, like, why do Kirby games have such good looking full motion videos? I've just gone completely awkwardly silent now. Now for the next room, you can just guess what doors you have to go through, but using Spark Kine will make it easier. And once again, it has the whole Japanese circle, yes, X, no, which for some reason Sony thought was would be alien to Westerners, even though it's not. Okay, so I've also, because like before I recorded this, like at school today, I was thinking to myself about what I could talk about in this video. And another thing I was like talking to myself, I was kind of like talking to myself, thinking out loud, whatever, about what I could do when I was bored at school. And I need to go to the top left, and I completely missed that for the second time in a row. Was that, like, thinking about how a while ago I was mildly interested in getting the PlayStation 4, and I realised that, like, all the PlayStation 4 games that I'm interested in are action RPGs, which is a bit odd. I mean, I don't really know what to say, like, about RPGs. Like, most of the RPGs I've played in my life are Pokémon, but I have played a few action RPGs, like Children of Mana, which is one of my least favourite video games, sort of ish, maybe. Solitaire Robo, which has the bare minimum number of numbery stuff in it, bare minimum amount of stats in it to be considered an RPG. And Ever Oasis, which I liked, but then towards the end of it, I was really getting fatigued because the story was just generic and the gameplay was starting to get a bit old. Also on my team, I always like using Maria and Levi together because I just didn't really like the concept of separating them. And now I don't need any animal friend for the next one, so that's the thing. I need to go to the top right, which I completely missed the first time around. Yeah, I have just like in my notes, which I have forget how to get all the heart stars. I did make a quick list about how about from what direction. Like, what order I should do these in, just in case the order does matter. That happened. I actually don't know why that was, but it was. I don't know why that was, but it was. Okay, this is the right direction. We need to go through either door that requires a copy ability. It does not matter which one. Because if you go through the doors with copy blocks underneath them, were like, if you go through the doors with copy blocks underneath them, you will end up at the part of Rob, which is his midsection, which is the part I missed, and I'm going to use Spark just because. But like, anyway, what I was saying earlier, it's not that I think like CGI is superior or anything. All the different animation mediums have their own strengths, etc, etc. It's just that like Kirby games have good CGI, said Indigo for like the third time this video. And also, other cutscenes in Kirby 64 are supposed to be pre-rendered because they don't take up the entire screen, which implies that they've been compressed. But N64 game, but they don't really look too different from the in-game graphics, and it's an N64 game, and I don't think I can break the. Oh, yeah, I can break it. You can't. You break burning on my own. But here's the midsection of Rob, which I completely missed because I'm an idiot. Midsection of Rob. And now for the last one, we also don't need an animal friend. Although, come to think of it, the only non-CGI movies I think I've watched recently are ones by Aardman, and also Alpha Christmas. It's a good movie and all, but I don't really know why Aardman decided to make a movie that doesn't even try to look like it's stop motion. Because, like, Flushed Away, that's also CGI, but they try to make it look like stop motion, but Alpha Christmas is just a thing. I mean, it's a good thing, but it's a thing. Although, to be honest, when I saw Alpha Christmas for the first time, and like the Paddington movie as well, I kind of like had like I kind of like forced myself to lower my opinion of it because I was worried I discovered that everyone hated them and then they didn't. Because I didn't realise that you were supposed to hate Cars until 2013, as I said in the previous video. And now I've gotten all of Rob's parts and I can leave. Yay! Speaking of animated movies and Disney things and stuff, but Kingdom Hearts is one of the action RPGs I want to play, while specifically the Final Mix collection thing. I don't know what the 2.8 collection thing is, but if Klonoa 2 Lunate's Veil ever gets a remake, I'm going to start jokingly calling it Klonoa 2.8 Final Mix. But anyway, the Kingdom Hearts collection, I was interested in playing it a while ago, but then I realised that the Kingdom Hearts is really long and complicated, and I was a bit worried that I just lose dedication, and I keep feeling embarrassed whenever I think about it because I spent too much time imagining there being a Cars world in it, i.e. getting upset about my favourite character. Have you ever seen my original Cars 2 review where I say that I forgot why I loved Cars because I became so obsessed with Sidley? Because now I've completely disregarded that and still fangirl over him. Oops. I just need to stop thinking about Cars so much because I've been thinking about it so much for the past year or so that I'm starting to get worn out now. Also, it's amazing how much I've improved because, I made my Cars review on the 9th of November 2016. I say 2012, but I wasn't YouTubing back then. I didn't even know you were supposed to. I completely forgotten about Cars until then, and back then I still used Windows Movie Maker and recorded my voice directly onto it using my laptop's built-in microphone. And now I have a microphone which came with a Turtle Beach headphone set because the Turtle Beach headphones broke. And another thing about Cars, I cannot remember for the life of me what my initial reaction to Cars 2 was. I can remember what I was doing before I saw it, I can remember who I saw it with, but I cannot remember what I talked about after seeing it, or what my opinion on it was, or if I laughed at anything, and I could almost completely forgotten about that movie until until I discovered the mysterious Mr. Enter. I was saying when the mysterious Mr. Enter reviewed it, but I discovered him a year after he made this review. And I can still remember how I felt when I saw the Astro Boy movie and what I said afterwards. And I've only seen that once, and that came out in 2009. But when I'm trying to remember seeing Cars 2 in cinemas, literally the only part I remember is the beginning of the credits. Because and I didn't even remember the words to the song. I just remember the general idea of it, and then he mentioned coffee and tea because stereotypes are funny. Anyway, this boss, Pon and Con. They're a tanuki and a fox, or kitsune or whatever. And I've got to wonder, do they have some kind of connection in Japanese mythology? Because there's also, I know what they do, but Tom Nook is also a, but then it's in Animal Crossing they have Tom Nook and Crazy Red. And also, basically, in Japanese mythology, the tanuki or raccoon dog is supposed to turn leaves into gold, which explains why the items in Animal Crossing appear as leaves. And the fox or kitsune is a shapeshifter that can grow up to 9 tails, and there's also lots of things based on it in Japanese stuff, like 9 tails from Pokémon or 9 tails from Okami with different spellings, and it's also in Naruto and countless other things as well. That sound effect sounded a bit delayed. I don't really like this boss, to be honest, especially in the boss rush thing that I talked about in a previous episode, because it's really hard to use copy abilities here, and it's a really annoying to, and I've it didn't actually happen here, some kind of anti-let's play curse. It's really easy for them to jump over your attacks. I actually think that happened a couple of times here, but I digress. And well, I've actually had a very good stream of consciousness here, but another thing I wanted to say, I don't like the term role-playing game because it tells you nothing about the gameplay and it predates video games going back to Dungeons and Dragons. So people like use it to mean any medieval fantasy game, even when that's not what it technically means. So people insist that Zelda is an RPG, and also Zelda is actually an action-adventure game, but action-adventure games have a lot in common with action games, but not a lot in common with adventure games. And I don't know what the difference between an action-adventure game and a regular action game is. But anyway, that's enough of that train of thought. I'm going on to the Warp Star. See you next episode. I have been completely unflinching to what has been going on in this video again. Next time in my extremely riveting Let's Play of Kirby's Dream Land 3, we shall be going into the 4th level world stage place whatever, Cloudy Park. Oh, and by the way, I almost forgot to mention 2 other PlayStation 4 games I wanted to play were the Secret of Mana remake and Digimon World Next Order. Anyway, until then, stay interesting!